Today in motorsport, I stand on my hands and knees and beg for forgiveness that the Daytona UPR didn't even happen. I get way too excited for the World Endurance Championship SuperSeason for my own good. And Formula One returns, and disappointment has already settled in for some. All in a jam-packed episode of Season 2 of Unsafe Press Release, your unreliable source for racing news. In the world of Formula One, the pre-season testing finally got underway in Catalonia. And not only were we revealed the possible speed of the cars, we were also revealed what the cars would actually look like. Which is kind of stupid because everyone knows that's what's going to happen. But regardless, there were a lot of nice looking cars on the field. None of which were Ferrari or Mercedes. While that was out of the way, a lot of people were still moping and complaining about the halo being on the cars this year. Which makes no sense even on an aesthetic level. Because have you seen how nice the halos look with those extra aerodynamic-y bits? Are your eyes tweaked in the wrong way, you silly, putrid human being? But that doesn't matter at all. What matters is there's going to be a new school of drivers and cars that are going to be making their debut, and thankfully there are a lot of new faces to get used to, such as 2017 F2 champion Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley starting their first full season, and Sergei Sorokin rounding out the season debutantes. During the very first morning session, I repeat, the very first morning session, McLaren Depression episode, Fernando Alonso's McRenault decided that if the engine wasn't going to ruin Alonso's day, it would be the car instead, as the tyre completely slid off the car as if it wasn't even bolted on to begin with. McLaren jokes are boring and repetitive, so chances are I won't be talking too much about them unless something big happens to them. I mean in a good way. Because, you know, they have way too much bad press at the moment. It's kind of, like, annoying. The morning session time saw Raniel Ricciardo top the timing sheets with the Red Bull of Valtteri Bottas in second, Kimi, Why You Still Alive, Raikkonen in third, and Donald Trump's dinner partner in fourth. And dead last, thanks to the Force India having a lot of problems, was Nikita Mazepin. Why do you keep letting this kid in your car? He fucking punches people during practice sessions because he doesn't get his way. He's a fucking spoiled brat. Fuck off already. The afternoon sessions didn't look that much different either, as the top 4 fastest times were taken by the same top 4 that topped the timing sheets in the morning session. So day 1 just ended as disappointingly and non-excitingly as most test sessions usually do. After the second day of testing, it snowed. Even in fucking Spain it snows, and not my specific part of England that I happen to live in. This is bullshit. Actually, a bit of a continuity error there, because it's actually snowing right now. This is what happens when you write a couple of days before a snowstorm happens in your country. Ferrari's meh personality, Sebastian Vettel managed to top the timing sheets with Bottas second, giving Ferrari fans, even for a small, minuscule moment, a little glimmer of hope. It'll all be over in a month though, trust me. Please tell me I'm wrong, God. Please tell me I'm wrong. And as the testing days came into its third, more and more snow started coming down and making me so fucking jealous because I happen to live... Okay, this is just another continuity error. It is fucking snowing right now and it's painfully cold. So why do I need to moan about it when I've got what I want and I'm still moaning about it? In more fun parts of the testing, Mercedes created their own snowman, appropriately called Snowto, and by doing that, they made a snowman that immediately had more personality than Kimi Raikkonen. Fernando Alonso managed to post the fastest time in the whole session. That's because he posted the only time in the whole session. So basically, if the whole F1 season was going by this testing session, Australia will start by every car stalling on the grid except Alonso. Because Alonso is the Jeb Bush of the Formula One world. The fourth day was somewhat interesting because the shitty part of F1 Twitter decided to propagate fake F1 news on Twitter for the lols because they're that in denial about the halo. While testing went almost as slowly and as painfully as Wednesday's session did, but it picked up once the afternoon session started going places and Lewis Hamilton took the top spot of the timing charts. And that's literally it. Comment the words, I think Ferrari will do okay this season, if you think Ferrari will do okay this season. The WEC, as most of you already know, has a lot of cool ideas being thrown around for their 2018/2019 SuperSeason concept, one of which is the huge influx of privateer LMP1s, which is something that I've been hoping and waiting for God knows how long. I mean, fuck. I didn't know how they were going to top Porsche and Audi leaving just 1 year apart from each other, but they managed to do it. But as the LMP1 privateers have come in, there have been less LMP2s as well, because most of the privateers that went up to LMP1 were previously LMP2 cars. So there comes a small price. Let's just hope and pray that the LMP1s aren't just LMP2s with more sharp bits hanging off it. The driver lineup is looking somewhat exciting, with our obvious hype man being that Fernando Alonso is in the Toyota Hybrid, the only hybrid LMP1 team in the field. So, if they fuck up somehow, it'll be down to a privateer for the first time in God knows how long, which makes me really conflicted as a fan. Why? Because if Toyota win Le Mans this year, of course it'll be great, but it won't feel as good because they aren't against two of the most dominant forces in world endurance history, because they're both gone. But if a privateer wins, it'll only be more annoying as a Toyota fan because they still didn't win Le Mans, despite having every opportunity handed to them. But that's probably a me problem, so I'll leave it until the special day comes. And I guess that's about it I wanted to talk about this episode, so if it's a bit short, I apologise. I wanted to try and get a good rhythm as I tackle assignments and coursework as well as make music for a new EP. Speaking of, you can support me by either buying my music on Bandcamp or giving me a small sum of money on Ko-fi.com. I think that's what it's called. It basically, you get to pay your favourite creator a piece of money that is equivalent to a cup of coffee. So if you want to give someone 3 coffees, you can give them 3. And it goes depending on what the how much you want to give to a certain creator. So if you want to do that, please consider it. I want to be able to do this as one stream of income with a few others. So that would be really useful. And that's about it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That's about it. Bye. Love you.